captains are meeting at center field right now for the coin toss. 5-man official crew will be officiating throughout the day.
And number 78.
Bedford, again, the away team. They're wearing their white tops, black pants, black numbers on those white jerseys and their black helmets. Windham with their home uniforms, navy blue throughout their tops and bottoms. Gold helmets and white numbers on their jerseys.
Kind of a Notre Dame motif for the Windham Jaguars.
A little bit. Looking sharp. Teams are ready to go.
You know, the Windham High School is a fairly new thing, just like Bedford is only about 11, 12 years old. Windham's high school is about equal in age. They opened up right around maybe a little after Bedford. And they developed quite a great athletic program here. In a lot of sports, their field hockey team has won championships year after year. They're just terrific.
Beautiful setting atop the hill here. We can see the high school off to our right. Soccer field a little bit farther away in the distance.
And hats off to the Windham fans. Big tailgating scene here in the parking lot as we were coming into the game. We got the pop-up tents going with tailgating, and they're really getting into their team here. Looking forward to a great game between these two teams.
Active media up here too.
Oh yeah, it's shoulder to shoulder. We're with several other media outlets up here to bring you the game.
Of course, the winner today will face Nashua North, who got a bye this week at Stellos Stadium next Saturday, November 12th.
That's actually still up in the air. It possibly might be a Friday game, so we'll keep that tentative for right now.
That is listed on the NHIAA website.
Might have something to do with tournament with official availability.
Sure.
They might not have enough crews to do all the games at the same time, so they split them up on Friday and Saturday so they can kind of double up the crews.
5 preliminary games. There were a couple last night in Division I. A few more today to determine the bracket of 8 to go into that quarterfinal round.
High school is a dry campus. Please visit our concession stand, which is open for refreshments.
I am reading now that it has been confirmed for Friday night at 7 p.m. at Stellos. So not Saturday, it will be Friday.
Merrimack was victorious over Oyster River, Portsmouth Oyster River 14-6. So they advanced to face against number 1 seed Londonderry. Pinkerton beat Spalding, so they're advanced. Waiting for Bishop Girton Dover, which is being played at the same time as this game.
And we're ready for kickoff. Colby Snow will do the honors for the Bulldogs. Little chip shot. Down and bounces at the 21, but then fielded by the Jaguars, brought forward to about the 26-yard line where the Jaguar offense will take over.
Yeah, it was Hayden Tedesco on the carry. He had a little trouble picking the ball up. It was kind of at his feet, bouncing around, picked it up, went straight into the pile for about a 10-yard return. They are at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. One other score I wanted to mention too, Timberlane defeats Concord 20-14. They advance to take on Exeter next week.
And the Jaguars to the line of scrimmage. That's Josh Sweeney, who will do the quarterbacking for the Jaguars. Slot left, slot right. One back behind him. In motion, quick pass out to the right-hand side in the flat. Ahead for maybe a 3-yard gain on the pass completion. That was David Croteau for the Jaguars. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Alex Grudinskis was not fooled. He was right there to make that tackle for a minimal gain, about 3 or 4 yards. They're at the 31.
Good for 3 yards.
Tiger on in the backfield. He's had a fantastic year. He'll be positioned behind Josh Sweeney in this pistol formation. Trips to the left-hand side on this play, one split right. Sweeney takes a snap, goes left, looking for the option. He keeps it. He gets tackled at the 30 for probably a 1-yard loss, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage on forward progress.
Yeah, they're going to mark him about half yard short of the line of scrimmage, forcing a 3rd down and 7. He had on as an option to pitch, but decided to keep the ball, and he ran right into the teeth of the Bedford defense.
Coach Byrne puts a lot of faith in his quarterback decision making as he gets out in that triple option. He's really reading that end on the end of the line of scrimmage, the defensive end, to see which way his shoulders and hips are turned, to see what the best possibility is. Sweeney back in the gun, takes a snap, looks to the right-hand side. He's going to roll out to the left as he escapes pressure. Looks downfield, he's going to have to eat it, and he gets sacked. On the play, sacked by Jack Rizzo.
15 Sweeney.
Dropped for about a 5-yard loss.
Spencer Henrishon also in on that sack. He was looking for somebody open downfield. I'm surprised he didn't throw the ball away.
It'll be 4th and 9, and the offense stays on the field. They're on their own 27-yard line. This might be a quick kick from Sweeney. One split all the way out to the right. Looks like kind of a tight punt formation, and that's exactly what it is. Sweeney kicks it out to the right-hand side, bounces at the Bedford 39-yard line, falls to rest at the 39-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over.
Yeah, and Colby Snow was out there waiting for the reception, but the punter kicked it away from
Bedford will take over on their own
Snow. Ball just died right at the 39-yard line. And Bedford will take over after 3 and out.
So good start for the Bulldog defense there, the 3 and out, as you mentioned. And now Danny Black will trot to the huddle, call out the play, and see what the Bulldog offense can do. Again, they're at their own 39-yard line, decent field position, 1st and 10.
Now, Windham has not faced Bedford in the regular season. They did see him as a scrimmage. We don't know how much of their offense they saw in that scrimmage, probably not a lot.
Tight right to the near side. Run goes up the middle, and churning his feet ahead for a 10-yard gain on 1st down is Logan Sphere. The bowling ball keeps rolling.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to Jake Sheff there, who was moving his tackle all the way down the field along with Sphere.
Good for a 1st down.
Great 1st down run by Sphere. Again, we've talked about his strength all season, balance, vision, but strength was right there. North-south, just punching it up right up the gut.
One play
Slot
and one
left.
1st down.
Tight right, flanker is right, Black in the gun. Has Sphere to his right, in motion is Tagliaferro. He'll get the jet sweep to the right-hand side. And we're gonna have a flag thrown in the backfield. We're gonna have a block in the back by Colby Snow. As he cracked down, it looked like either a linebacker or a defensive end was trying to disrupt the play, and Snow caught him in the back. So we'll have a block in the back penalty.
Yeah, Snow is pleading his case to the official to no avail. That's going to set him back a few yards on 1st down.
And those are the penalties, yeah, they happen, but that's not necessarily a mental mistake, right? You know, the numbers did get shown, the back number did get shown to Colby Snow. He wasn't able to hold up, but that's not one of those mental mistakes I was talking about at the start of the game.
And a lot of times these calls are in the eye of the official. So you never know how they're going to call one way or the other. So they're moving him back to the 36-yard line. It's a spot foul.
That's going to be about 1st and 25, certainly north of 20. Black back in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Wide receiver screen to the left-hand side. Tagliaferro complete, gets it upfield for maybe a 6 or 7 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down, out to the 42-yard line.
Well, they've got at least 2 more downs to make up about 16 yards, so that was a good start to that play. Found out that the scoreboard here at the stadium is not working other than the time. The time is accurate, 8:22 left here in the 1st quarter, but down and distance has not been updating as it should.
Black back in the gun, Sphere to his left, slot left. Colby Snow right in motion, right to left. Jet sweep to the left-hand side to Snow, blown up. Fantastic play by number 21, Caleb Brow. And he stepped up from his cornerback position and made a great play on Snow, fighting off a block and tackling him at the 41 for a 1-yard loss.
And that's going to set up a 3rd down and
it's like 19, yeah.
18, 19,
3rd and 18 or 19. Yardage to achieve is the Jaguar 41. So Bulldogs have their work cut out for him here. Early in the game, I can't imagine that it would be 4 down territory. They'd likely want to punt, change some field position if they don't achieve it here.
You know, I think if they get over midfield, they might try to go for it on 4th down. We'll see.
Slot left, tight right. Snow is flanker right. Black in the gun. Sphere to his left. Black takes the snap, looks down the middle of the field. Still has time. Now delivers a deep downfield to Snow, and it's batted away. Incomplete pass. On the coverage was David Croteau.
By number 81, David Proto.
And number 34 as well, is a part of that double coverage, Matt Desmarais.
Bedford Bulldogs.
So they stop the Bulldogs. They're going to have to punt it away here from their 40-yard line. No score with 7:09 to play here in the first quarter.
Despite a great run on first down and 10, first play from scrimmage by Sphere, the Bulldogs bog down and they'll have to punt.
Yeah, major penalty will do that to you. If, you know, when you have to, even on first down, you start off with a 1st and 25. That's a long way to go.
Josh Attar back to punt. Nobody deep to receive for the Jaguars. So the Bulldogs will hope to get a good punt off and get a good roll, but they don't. It gets tipped. Tipped in the backfield, and the punt is blocked. Looks like they're congratulating number 50, Joe Lisa, who got a hand on it. And as the Bulldogs look to flip field position, they're unable to, and the Jaguars will take over on the Bulldogs' 41-yard line going in.
Yeah, net 2 yards on that play for the Bulldogs. And that was obviously their strategy, Windham. They were rushing everybody, not having anybody back to return the punt. They wanted to get that block, and they did.
Works out for the Jaguars, and now they are rewarded with fantastic field position. 7:01 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. The Jaguars with their second offensive possession. Sweeney in the pistol again. Tiger on behind him. Wing on both sides. In motion is Brandon Beeland. Option to the right-hand side. Sweeney keeps, and he'll get tackled. Maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8, we'll call it.
You know, Bedford's playing this option very well. Alex Grudinskas was spying on, or actually number 80, Brandon Beeland. So it cut off the option throw by Sweeney.
Everybody has their responsibility here. Beeland in motion again. On gets it up the middle. Powers ahead for maybe a yard gain. He was hit pretty immediately after getting that ball from Sweeney.
Spencer Henrishon, the lead tackler there for Bedford.
Henrishon knifed through that offensive line and tackled for only a 1 yard gain. So 3rd and 8. Sweeney, same formation. 3 receivers to the left. Takes the snap, looks to the right-hand side, doesn't like it, rolls out to his left. He's chased by Cal McAuliffe. Can't get him, but he does go out of bounds, forcing a loss. He's out at the 40 or 41-yard line.
Actually, it was Cal McAuliffe that was closing in on him and forced Sweeney to run out of bounds.
So 4th down. The Jaguars are still in Bedford territory at the 39-yard line. They keep the offense on the field. Sweeney looks to the sideline. He has wing left, wing right. Split left, split right. Sweeney in the pistol, on behind him. Sweeney checks his armband, calls it out to his teammates. They all do the same. Sweeney barks it out. Beeland in motion. Option, looks downfield in the middle, has a man, but it quickly goes away. Amazingly, batted around a few times, and Snow comes away with an interception. Picked off down at the 6 or 7 yard line, gets it out to the 17. And Snow heads up, hands, concentrating on a ball that was batted around 5 or 6 times. And the Bulldogs come away with it.
That might have been an instance where it might have been a good idea to not intercept that ball. They gave up about 15 yards of field position by doing that.
Fair enough. It's an athlete's instinct to make that play, though, right? If it's incomplete, it comes back out to the 39. The interception is now spotted at the 17. So you're right. It's a 25-yard, 22-yard difference. But again, that's Snow in the moment. He's going to do what he thinks is right, not thinking about down and distance. Black in the gun now. 3 receivers to his left. He takes the snap. Hands it off to Sphere up the middle. He's got room out to the 25 and to the 27. Another 10 yards on 1st and 10. Looks like he's going to move those sticks ahead.
Stopped by 34.
And he is. They move the chains. First down, Bedford. 5:58 and counting in the first quarter. 0-0 still your score. The Jaguars have had 2 opportunities, a 3 and out, and that interception that you just saw by Snow. And the Bulldogs, after first down on their first possession, bogged down. Black delivers to the left-hand side. Sheridan with the catch. Avoids one tackler. He's out for a 7, maybe 8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 2. Kevin Sheridan from his tight end position, aligned to the left-hand side. And nice little pitch and catch to start this set of downs. We'll call it 2nd and 3 as they mark him a little bit short. He's on the 34-yard line, almost to the 35. And they come back to the line of scrimmage. Slot left, tight end is right, Snow is right. Black in the gun, takes the snap, hands it off. To the left-hand side is Logan Sphere. He gets ahead, and he has first down yardage out to the 38-yard line. They'll move the sticks.
Number 1, Sphere up the middle. Stopped by 75, Dylan Kim. First down, Bulldogs.
Coach Matthews is looking for a little bit of momentum here. Again, that first drive bogged down pretty quickly after a tough penalty. Block in the back sent them backwards quite a bit and set them well behind the chains. Slot right, tight left, Snow in motion, left to right. They give it up the middle to Sphere, and he's got a little bit more room. 10 yards at a clip, and this time it's 11. He's out close to midfield, just shy of midfield on the Bedford 49, and they'll move the chains again. They're seeing something up the middle, and Sphere is getting through that defensive line into that second level. And again, when he gets a little bit of time and room, he starts bowling.
Final Forms is a proud sponsor of the NHIAA. Final Forms leads the way in sports registration for the compliance, health, and safety of our athletes, and is an official partner of the NHIAA.
Black back in the gun. Slot left, tight right. In motion is Tagliaferro. Jet sweep to the right-hand side. He's going to cut it up near the tackle. Breaks through a couple tackles. Gets shirt-tailed, tugged on, but gets through that and down to the Jaguars' 31-yard line. Tagliaferro did a great job keeping his legs going, fighting through a few tackles, including that shirt-tail tackle, and moves the sticks again. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the Jaguars' 31.
Number 6, Colby Snow on the carry.
Apologies out there to folks on TV and radio. We are having trouble with the signal. Working hard in the background to remedy that. Black back in the gun. 3 receivers to the left. He hands it off up the middle to Sphere, and the D-line finally gets their arms around him for a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
Sphere stopped by 75, Dylan Kim.
So 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first.
Good for a yard, 2nd and 9.
Back to the line of scrimmage. Danny Black in the gun. Sphere behind him. Colby Snow to the right, in motion right to left. They fake the jet sweep. Sphere off the right-hand side, pauses, hesitates, runs over a tackler. Gets out for a 4, maybe 5-yard gain as he gets down to the Jaguar 25. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. And here we're looking at 4-down territory as they are on the 25-yard line. A punt is worthless, probably out of field goal range for the Bulldogs. Great run there again by Sphere as he met the tackler, bowled him over. Big physical runner is Sphere. And showed his power once again. Slot left, tight right. Snow is to the right. Black takes a snap, looks left. Out into the left flat, tipped away. Great defensive play there by the defensive back for the Jaguars. That is Cam Williams as he came up and got a hand in on that receiver out in the left flat. I believe that was Joe Poltrinari, the intended receiver. It's incomplete, 4th and 4.
4th down.
The offense stays on the field. Black takes the play call from Coach Matthews, trots to the huddle. Bedford going left to right here. And they are in Jaguar territory on the 25-yard line. 4th and 4. Slot left, tight right. Snow is flanker right. Sphere in the backfield with Black. He takes the snap, looks left, delivers it left into the flat, and it's too far. Sphere can't get his hands on it. It'll be a turnover on downs as it's an incomplete pass. Jaguars will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 25. 1:41 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score.
Sports official is an easy call. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away.
So the Bulldogs had some momentum there, but couldn't quite convert on that 4th and 4. So their defense comes back out onto the field. Jaguars trot to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. 2 wings, and on in the backfield with Sweeney. Wide splits here on the left side of the line. We do have a false start, so there's a flag. D-line jumped, but also the wing on the right-hand side jumped as well for the Jaguars, so we'll see how the stripes sort this out. And they huddle at the 25-yard line and discuss it. There's a dead ball, and the Bulldogs will get called for an offside, so they'll march it ahead for the Jaguars. It'll be 1st and 5 on their own 30. That's one of those mental mistakes we were talking about at the start of the broadcast. Keep the same formation. The guard on the left side is changing his splits in and out. They give it to On up the middle. He's stuck hard by Bromley after maybe a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 3 as they give forward progress out just beyond the Jaguars' 32-yard line.
And thank you for putting up with our difficulties. We're back on the radio, and I believe we're on TV as well.
Sweeney looks to the side, looks for the play call.
2nd and 3.
3 receivers to his right, far side. 1 to the left. In motion, looking for another offside, and they're going to get it.
Yeah.
Jumping on the far side of the defensive line, that looked to be Kevin Sheridan going into the neutral zone, and he'll likely get the offside. And an easy 1st down for the Jaguars.
He got drawn off by the motion man of Windham.
Motion man and the hard count. I think I heard Sweeney giving out that bark. Oh, now actually, they're going to call it against Windham here. So they'll mark Windham back 5 yards. And it'll be a false start on the Jaguars. So 2nd and 8 from their own 27-yard line. They wind the clock. Just under a minute to go in the first quarter. Fast-moving first quarter here. Score is still 0-0. Sweeney calls it out. Gives it to... no, he does not. Pitches it out wide. And getting tackled for a loss is Jake...
Number 25, Jake Machichi on the
Machichi. Machichi. Apologize for the pronunciation there, Jake, and your family did take the pitch out to the left-hand side and took a loss. So it's 3rd and 11.
You know, Sweeney's showing some excellent sleight of hand when he's faking those handoffs. He had you fooled.
He sure
had
did.
Me fooled as well. I thought On had it up the middle.
Kudos to On, too, for following through with that fake. Sweeney now hands it off. Jet sweep to the right-hand side. Out to the right, that's Brian DeMare. He gets out to the right sideline, forced out of bounds before the 1st down. So it'll be 4th and short. Looks like they mark him out at the 32-yard line. So 4th and 3. You know, we could probably look for that quick kick by Sweeney again.
Well, let's see if Bedford sends anybody back here.
They do not. They stay up in a punt-safe kind of formation. Sweeney seems to be calling out a play. On behind him in the pistol. 3 receivers to the left-hand side. 1 split right. Sweeney is going to run it, hands it off on a misdirection, trying for the first down, but short was Brandon Beeland, and they mark him short of the 35. The Jaguars gamble and do not get the first down, so the Bulldogs take over at the Jaguar 34-yard line.
The first down, Bedford will take over.
Aggressive call there by Coach Byrne.
Yeah, especially this early in the game. We're still in the first quarter. Going for it on 4th and 3, especially since Bedford has been pretty effective against these runs. Beelan tried to stretch his arm out as best he could to get to that marker. Couldn't do it. Fell about a yard short.
And we see that ball marked on the 34-yard line, so just that, 2 feet short, but still short nonetheless. And the Bulldogs take over. Sphere in the backfield with Black. Slot left, tight right. Snow is split to the right in a flanker position. Black calls out the signals. Tagliaferro in motion. They fake the jet sweep, and Black will go up the middle. Off to the right-hand side of the line, over the guard first, then bounce it out over the tackle. He's ahead for, we'll call it a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
Stopped by 54, Aiden Goss.
That did look like the play call. That was going to be the quarterback keeper.
Definitely designed
Second down.
Quarterback draw there, as Black has some nifty footwork. And that time was stymied, so we'll call it 2nd and 8. 3 receivers to the right-hand side, including tight end Cal McAuliffe. Excuse me, that's Kevin Sheridan. Black takes the snap off the left-hand side. Is Sphere ahead, but 1 yard short of the first down, as he's tackled at the 26-yard line. Maybe 2 yards short, so it'll be 3rd and 2.
Now, Sphere's been the most effective runner here for Bedford in this first quarter.
Sure has, and that ends the first quarter as that clock kept ticking. Very fast first quarter. 0-0 is your score, as the 2 teams have traded punches, but nobody has really scored a knockout quite yet.
Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club would like to thank the generous sponsors, including our platinum sponsors, BEI Network, Z1 Express, London Family Orthodontics, Gear Up Bedford, and Spectrum Marketing. Gold sponsors, Liberty Hill Construction. Silver sponsors, Wicked Good Butcher, TCB, and Realty One Group. In addition, Bedford Friends of Football would like to thank the following sponsors: Coca-Cola Northeast, Cisco, CrossFit Tidewater Catering Group, Treescapes Fine Homes Group, 10 and 10 Attorneys, and Elsmore Catering. If you're interested in joining or helping out, check out the website bbabc.net for more information. And on behalf of the 427 fall student athletes, thank you for your support of Bedford Bulldogs Athletics.
If you drive a Hyundai and you're missing your key, come on up and see us.
Again, if you're interested, that's bbabc.net. Booster Club is always looking for volunteers and donations, so if you have time and the inclination, check it out and contribute. 12 minutes back on the board. It's 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs going in as they are on the Jaguars' 26-yard line. Bulldogs looking to capitalize on excellent field position. The Jaguars, on a little bit of a gamble in their own territory, went for it on 4th and 4 and came up a yard short. 3rd and 2 here for Danny Black. Calls out the signals, hands it off to Sphere off the left-hand side. He's got room, the first down. He's down to the 16-yard line. He gets wrapped up there. He'll be marked at the 17.
Number 1, Logan Sphere on the carry.
But it is a Bedford Bulldog first down. 1st and 10 on the Jaguars' 17. And the Bulldogs move the sticks into the red zone and look to put points on the board.
Sphere has been the go-to back here for Bedford in this first half, reliably picking up 3, 4, 5, 10 yards at a clip.
Yeah, and mostly on that 10, 11-yard kind of end of the spectrum. Instead of the 3 or 4, we're going to see Ledger Russell here to the right of Danny Black as Logan Sphere gets a rest for a spell. Slot right, tight left, Snow in motion, left to right, and we're going to have a false start.
Yeah, that was number 56 there. Jake Ben getting a little head start on the pull. And it's really a shame when a blocker kind of pulls out and kind of shows his hand, tips the hand to what the play is going to be. It looks like it was going to be a pull right for Russell. So that play goes out the window, and Zach Matthews is going to have to find a different one to call here on 1st and 15.
So 1st and 15 as they march backward 5 yards. Black at the 22-yard line. Slot right, motion left to right is Snow. They run the same play. Ledger Russell off the left-hand side. Bowls over a few tacklers at the 15, but he's down to the 12-yard line. I believe they'll mark him in between the 12 and 13. So ahead for a good 10 yards. It'll be 2nd and a manageable 6.
No drop off there with number 4, Ledger Russell in the backfield.
Very similar style runners as we've talked about throughout this season. Russell, a pretty strong back, pretty big kid, 6 foot 195, and Spears 5'10", 185. Both very similar in their strong approach to that fullback position. He'll take another handoff off the left-hand side. He gets tackled for maybe a yard gain.
Number 4, Ledger
It'll be
Russell,
3rd and 5 on the 12-yard line.
Joe Murphy was the lead tackler there for Windham, making first contact there with Russell and keeping that play to just a 1-yard gain.
Sphere trots back into the huddle. We'll have 3 receivers to the right-hand side, including Kevin Sheridan, the tight end. Poltrinari is split to the left-hand side, the near side into the boundary. Black takes the snap, fakes the handoff, delivers it over the middle, can't complete it. Poltrinari was on the quick slant, and a yard into the end zone. It's incomplete.
For number 11.
And Black showing nerves of steel there as he was hit by Joe Lisa, senior linebacker, as soon as he hit the ball.
Lisa putting pressure right in his face, and Black took a little bit of a lick there.
Now this is well within field goal range here for the Bulldogs at the 12.5-yard line, but it looks like they're going to try to go for it here on 4th and 4.
Now, I think you might be a little overconfident in their place kicking game, as they have had struggles all year. Colby Snow has done some place kicking. They've had Waleed Shaheen do some place kicking and haven't found consistency. We're going to get a timeout here by Coach Byrne as he trotted up, saw something in the offense he didn't like, so he'll burn a timeout.
Probably having Sphere back out there is what the thing he didn't like.
Timeout.
Could have been. Jaguars burn a timeout. 4th and about 5 or so. The ball's marked at the 12-yard line. Looks like the yardage to gain is the 7. They have 4th and 4 on the scoreboard, but it looks closer to 5.
While we've got a moment here during this timeout, we want to wish good luck to the Bedford Spirit team. They're in the State's Finals Sunday, 2:30 p.m. at Pinkerton Academy. If you're not watching football, you might want to go and catch the Bedford Spirit team as they take on about 17 other schools in the finals at Pinkerton Academy. And if you enjoy watching this broadcast, you can check out more BHS sports action from Bedford Community Television on your Roku or soon-to-be Apple TV. You can also watch via the Cablecast ScreenWeave app on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Download the app to watch the next live game on the big screen.
Again, apologies out to our fans, both on BCTV as well as WBNH 105.1. We had some technical difficulties early in the broadcast. The signal coming out here from Windham High School is a little bit spotty.
Well, we're sharing it with 3 other media outlets here on this press box, not to mention countless hundreds of fans in the stands. There's only so much bandwidth to go around.
And several broadcasts here from atop the press box. So Black is back for 4th and 5, excuse me. Calls out the signals. Snow in motion. They're going to throw a flag here. Ooh, and a pop late. Jeez. Popped was Snow. Aiden Goss came across and popped Snow just at the tail end of those whistles. Kind of unintentional, but tough one nonetheless. But it's a false start on the Bedford offense, and they'll march him back 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 10 on the Jaguars 22-yard line? Nope, 17-yard line.
17-yard line. They have to get to about the 7.5 to get the first down. So it looks like they're just going to stay with it here. No, they're not sending a field goal team out, just changing the play.
Black trots back to the huddle. Ball's on the left hash. 9:40 to go here in the first half. Still 0-0. Slot right, tight left. Snow is split to the left-hand side in the flanker position. Ledger Russell in the backfield. Out to the right. Black looks left. Has a man down middle. Snow caught. Touchdown. He's in. Great catch away from his body. Snow delivered a dart on that slant to Snow from the left-hand side, and Snow's in for a touchdown.
And boy, did he take a pop when he made the catch. He had to make sure he held on to that ball. In fact, it was the power of that hit that drove him into the end zone.
Great catch by Colby Snow. And you're right, he did take a pop right there at the goal line, but that helped him fall into the end zone for the 6.
Now he's got to set up for the extra point.
Snow back. Sabati will hold. Henryshawn with the snap. It's back, it's down, it's up, and it's blocked. And that PAT attempt was blocked. Looks like by number 44, Brian Demare. Demare kind of sneaks through the middle of that line. Didn't look like he came around the side. So the score remains 6-0 on an electric catch by Colby Snow, 17-yard touchdown catch to put the Bulldogs up.
You know, and if they did allow returns of extra points, Demare had nothing but green field in front of him. He wanted to pick that ball up and carry it out. So, anyway, it's a good thing that's not a rule here in NHIAA. Bedford will have to settle for a 6-0 lead here with 9:34 remaining in the first half.
6-0 here, but we have a score from the BG Dover game as BG is up 14-0 over Dover in other early playoff action.
For your cooperation and good sportsmanship throughout this contest.
Colby Snow will tee it off. Again, second quarter, they've flopped sides, so the Bulldogs will kick off right to left. He'll take his steps back. And they're ready. 6-0 Bulldog lead. Snow's kick angles to the left-hand side and trickles out of bounds as Hayden Esco watched it go out of bounds. That will be a flag for illegal procedural. They'll march it out. And the Jaguars will take over in their own end, but on the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Jaguars on their own 35. Sweeney brings the Jaguar offense back to the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 receivers to his left side. Wing is right. There are 2 of those splits out to the left-hand side or on the line of scrimmage, so it is an unbalanced line. He'll run the triple option to the left side, pitches it out, and stuck in the backfield. That is Soden coming up. Dylan Soden, the junior, taking his responsibility seriously as he knifes into the backfield and sticks the pitch man for about a 6-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 16.
Yeah, Soden came in unblocked. Knew right where he was going. Wasn't fooled by the pitch at all.
And again, like we've talked about, on this triple option, each defensive player has a responsibility, whether it's quarterback, the dive man, or the pitch man. And Soden right there did his job. Coach Belichick would be happy.
Looked like
Sweeney
motion.
takes a snap, was running the option to the right-hand side, goes back to the left-hand side, and he'll get ahead for maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain as Poltrinari came up and made the tackle on the far side.
Yeah, was Sweeney kind of improvising there when he saw that he had no options to his right?
Definitely. The Bulldog defense blew it up.
Stopped by 78.
As he was running option to the right-hand side. Everybody was there. He saw a curtain of Bedford defenders and decided to backtrack, get around the left side. And again, he got ahead for maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain. So it'll be 3rd and 12. So 3rd and 12 on their own 32-yard line. Snap up the middle, and that's snuffed out pretty quickly for a 2-yard loss. Back at the 31-yard line.
Jake Sheff.
We had a different quarterback in there. I'm not sure if Sweeney took a shot and needed a rest there for a second, but that was a different quarterback. I believe that was Jake Michichi.
And Sweeney is back in now for 4th down and 14.
They are in more of a tight punt formation. Sweeney is only 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but we saw this tight punt earlier in the first quarter. He shanks it though. Out to the right-hand side. It bounces on his own 40 and trickles out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So an only 10-yard difference there as the Bulldogs will take over in Jaguar territory at the 41.
If you enjoy listening to Bedford 105.1, you know you can listen to it online in your car anywhere you get internet. Go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org. That's our website. You'll find a stream link there. We're also available on phone apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, Radio Garden, and if you have the Town of Bedford app, it works there as well. We're also a skill on your Alexa device at home. Just say, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1, and it comes out of your radio just like that.
The Bulldogs look to benefit from good field position here. Of course, the last series they took over on that 4th and 4 turnover on downs by the Jaguars. Here, a shanked punt gives the Bulldogs great field position on the Jaguars 41. 1st and 10 for Danny Black. In motion, Sargento fakes it. Sphere goes off the right-hand side, and he's got some room. He's to the 30, down to the 28-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a huge hole for Sphere to go through.
Yeah, you might hear one of the commentators like Madden say, you could drive a truck through that one, right? You know?
At least a small sedan.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of room off the right-hand side of that offensive line as these offensive linemen are opening some great holes for Sphere. Yeah, we don't have official statistics up here, but he's got to be averaging at least 7 or 8 yards a carry. We'll call it 7 or 18 yards a carry, right? We can exaggerate with our stats. Two tight formations. Sargento in motion. He'll take the jet sweep to the right-hand side, and he's got some room. To the 20, to the 15, he's gone. 5, ooh, gets caught. And they do catch him inside the 1-yard line. Fantastic tackle by the Jaguars, but he was off to the races, and he's down to the 1-yard line. Sargento.
Yeah, that was
outstanding
a touchdown-saving tackle there. Good hustle for a play that was destined for the end zone.
Bulldogs have 1st and goal on the 1. They'll look to punch it in here with their Rhino team or Bone team or Heavy team, however you call their personnel. I'm sure they'll have 2 tights and look to jam it right up the middle with Sphere. Sargento is wing left. Soden is stacked behind the left-hand side of this offensive line. Black in the pistol. Sphere behind him. Sphere takes the handoff off the left-hand side. He does not get touched until he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Sphere.
Number 1, Logan Sphere.
Yeah, Sphere just found an opening off to the left between tackles, and he was able to get in really almost untouched before he got to the end zone.
So with the score 12-0, it looks like the Bulldogs will go for 2. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Bulldogs look to make it an even 14-0. Black gets the play call from Coach Matthews, trots to the huddle. And again, the Bulldogs were able to take advantage of outstanding field position on 2 occasions. Their first score was Snow's 17-yard touchdown catch, and now Sphere, a 1-yard touchdown catch after Sargento got him down to the 1. Black in the pistol, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, out to the left-hand side, jet sweep. Snow gets tackled at the 1. Great tackle there by 44, Brian DeMare.
Gary stopped short.
Form tackled him, squared him up, pulled up his legs, and planted Snow. That was a great tackle.
Yeah, Snow was basically 1-on-2 with DeMare and another Windham Jaguar trying to beat him to the end zone. DeMare just stepped up and planted him on the 1-yard line.
So the 2-point conversion is no good. The score stays 12-0, but the Bulldogs are up 2 scores. BG, another score update from that BG Dover game. Bishop Girton is up 21-0 with 9:36 to go in the first half. It's just under 6 minutes to go in this first half, and the Bulldogs are up 12-0.
Good luck to the participants in the cross-country meet of champions going on as we speak. They include Caitlin Dupree, Abigail DeRocher, Fiona Lee, Sophie Mooney, Mia Moranti, Kelsey O'Neill, Colette Sneow, and Jacob Redmond. They're all part of the meet of champions going on as we speak.
Colby Snow to kick for the Bedford Bulldogs. Tedesco.
So Snow will kick it off for the Bulldogs. Give it back to the Jaguars. Back deep to receive are Brian DeMare and Hayden Tedesco. The kick is to the right side. Tedesco will take it at the 15. He falls at the 16, loses his footing, and the Jaguars will take over there. Tough turn of events there for Tedesco. He had some room, at least another 10 yards, but his slip planted him.
Yeah, might want to check his cleats, make sure he's got the right shoes on. You know, it's a dry day, not like the field's in rough conditions, so.
Just a simple misstep, tough one for Tedesco, but sets the Jaguars in their own territory at the 17. Sweeney will take over there, on behind him in the pistol. Slot left, in motion. They try to draw him off, and it's no good. Out quick to the left-hand side, and ahead for maybe a 6-yard catch is Brian DeMare.
Bedford defense has been effectively bottling up this Windham offense.
Stopped by 52 Parker.
Only a handful of first downs, one of which was earned on a penalty.
Second down.
And the Jaguars go with a quicker tempo here. Sweeney in the pistol. Takes the snap. Off to On. He's got a little bit of room ahead for about 10 yards. He's still going and finally pulled back at the Jaguar 34-yard line, but he'll move the sticks ahead for a first down.
And that was probably the largest offensive play today for the Jaguars. On's carry there for about 11 yards.
So first and 10 for the Jaguars on their own 34.
And that play is good.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 12-0 Bulldogs. Sweeney takes the snap after motion right to left. On up the middle again. He'll go ahead for maybe a 3-yard gain. Second and 7.
Number 43 Tiger on the carry.
Slow to get up there is Logan Sphere after that scrum in the middle.
Stopped by 21.
Playing defensive line today.
But he remains in the game.
He does. Slow to get up, but tough enough to stay in. Sweeney now has 3 receivers to his right, on behind him. He'll take the snap a little bit low. Pitches out to the left-hand side. It's complete to DeMare again. Knifing in was Tagliaferro, looking to pick that ball off, but just couldn't quite get his hand on it.
No, he anticipated that ball, but he was just a step shy. DeMare makes the catch and earns the first down.
First down, Jaguars on their own 46.
Jaguar, first down.
4:12 to go in the first half. Sweeney in the pistol again. 3 receivers to his right, 1 left. Takes the snap, fakes the little stop pattern out to the left. Now he scrambles. Looks for people downfield, still doesn't see anybody. Fakes the pass and then gets stuck by 3 defenders at the 47. Maybe 48. He gets ahead for a 2-yard gain.
Alex Grudinskis with the tackle. And, you know, I don't think that was a fake. I think he pulled the ball down because he saw number 8, Tagliaferro, stepping in the passing lane.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Harry. That was definitely a designed hitch and go. And DeMare paused and then was quickly going on a fly pattern. Sweeney decided he didn't have it, so pulled it down and scrambled. But yeah, we'll have to take a look on the replay. Perhaps Dale can put that up for the viewers on that far side. Sweeney back in the gun. He's in the pistol with Tiger on behind him. In motion, DeMare. DeMare looked to pull that ball off his hip for a second there. He's going to get caught for about a 3-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Jaguars. Clock keeps running. Just inside 3 minutes here.
Odd-looking carry there. I thought maybe he was going to pause to throw the ball.
I agree.
Halfback option.
I don't know if he was bobbling that ball as he received the handoff and was going to look downfield, or if it was just a designed halfback pass. So we'll never know as he ate it and ate a 4-yard loss. Sweeney now rolls right. 3rd and 10. Sees pressure, throws it up, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver there was David Croteau.
Intended for number 81, David Croteau.
And brings up another 4th and 10 here for the Jaguars. 2:38 to go. Clock is stopped with the incomplete pass.
So we might see that quick kick again, or the Jaguars may go for it here. And on any incompletion would give the Bulldogs possession in their own territory, but it looks like they'll go for a tight punt here again. Sweeney 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Nobody back for Bedford.
Formation in front of him. And Sweeney punts it away out to the right-hand side. It bounces on the Bedford 20 and gets a great roll for the Jaguars. It goes down to the 7-yard line where it's downed by David Courteau. So great change of field position for the Jaguars. The Bulldogs take over on their own 7 with 2:28 to go in the first half.
Congratulations to Coach Winning and the girls soccer team on their 1-0 victory over previously undefeated Exeter in the state final yesterday. That was played at Stello Stadium, I might add. They finished with a record of 18-2 and in the process gave Exeter their very first loss of the year, 18-1. The Blue Hawks finished their season.
That's a busy stadium down there, Stellos. I mean, they have 3 teams that call it home, and then a lot of the playoffs happen there too. Of course, the girls soccer and Nashua North will host.
Stellos and William Ball are both very busy during NHIAA tournaments.
Great venues.
And of course, Bedford High School has been known to host a few activities, mostly Division 2 and 3 tournaments.
Black takes the snap, hands it off to Sphere. He's out to the left-hand side, dodges some tacklers, gets out to the 17-18. He'll be marked down at the 19-yard line. I don't know if you saw it, Harry, but I used to be a wide receiver. I just saved your roster from floating down to the field.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw that.
I was busy looking through my binoculars.
That might be the play of the game so far. I mean, Colby Snow had a nice catch, but that one was pretty priceless.
I mean, if it had gone down the hill in front of us, there's no way I was going to make it down that hill.
I could see you jumping over this.
I just have to roll down.
Black back in the gun, 2 tight end set.
Be the problem.
Wing right. Snow is flanker left. Sphere in the backfield behind Black. It'll be a jet sweep to the right-hand side. Snow slips down and is tackled at the 50. Cut it upfield and lost his footing. So he'll take a loss of about a 3-yard negative play there.
I've noticed a few high snaps in this game so far. That's been a problem that Bedford's had on and off, and in a few games it's caused huge problems. They need to really focus on that snap and keep it lower for Danny Black, because he has to keep jumping up like he's making a rebound to catch him.
Sure does. Tough position for that quarterback to be in if it's not a consistent snap too. So it'll be 2nd and 14 on a 4-yard loss. Snow on that jet sweep again lost his footing. Sphere wanted him to go outside as he was the lead blocker. Snow tried to cut it up and he lost his footing. So now we're going to have a timeout for the Bulldogs. Coach Matthews didn't like what he saw. 1:04 to go in the half. The Bulldogs are looking to move this ball ahead.
Any occasion, even more.
They may have ambitions of points, but at this point, probably looking for no negative plays to give the Jaguars any gifts.
No, they get the ball back to start the second half, and I'm sure they'll be happy to just run the clock and let that happen. In the meantime, Windham has most, if not all, their timeouts, and with a 2nd and 15, they could be tempted to, stop the clock and try to get one last possession before the half.
I believe they did burn one when the Bulldogs were in the red zone, but they have at least one, if not 2 of their timeouts remaining. The Jaguars do. So some clock management, some strategery here going down to the wire in the first half.
Expert care for both kids and adults is just around the corner. Please visit Convenient MD.
Bulldogs come back to the line of scrimmage again, a 2 tight end set. Black has Ledger Russell in the backfield. Soden is wing right. In motion is Snow, but they give to Russell off the left-hand side. And he's got some room. He's out at the 30, and he has first down yardage.
Great
Bumped
cut.
out at the 30-yard line.
That was a great cut there by Ledger Russell. He got away from 2 tacklers, making a cut to the inside and bought himself a first down.
Nifty footwork by Ledger Russell. And he got out of bounds to stop the clock, too, with 57 seconds to go in the first half.
So I don't think that's enough yardage to change the strategy here, try to get some scores. Although, they might try to open it up here with a long pass. They haven't really made too many pass plays in this game. They've been keeping it on the ground successfully. They're making hay on the ground. No need to go to the air, but this might be a case here where they might open it up.
Black back to the line, slot right, tight left, Snow is flanker left. Black takes the snap, rolls to his right-hand side, looks downfield, Polchinari catches it. He's out of bounds at the Bedford 42-yard line, but ahead for a first down.
Danny Black.
Coach Matthews opening up the passing playbook a little bit here, as they may just yet try to get some points on the board late in the first half.
At least try to get into field goal range. You know, if Windham is going to be playing back in a prevent and they're going to leave those sidelines open, why not take a 10-yard out and keep stopping the clock and keep moving down the field? You got 50 seconds. You still have at least one timeout.
Sure do. Looks like the Jaguars have been playing a cover 3 in their defensive backfield most of the first half. They'll rotate now into a cover 2. The cornerbacks are up and 2 deep safeties. Black in the backfield with Ledger to his right. Excuse me, that's Ledger Russell. Fakes the handoff, looks down to the left-hand side, pulls it down as the coverage was fantastic. 2 flags fly in the backfield. Black scrambles, gets out to the right-hand side. Nifty moves. He has first down yardage, but that's likely coming back on a hold.
Flag on the play.
We saw 2 flags come in. 2 officials likely saw the same thing. And the flag is down at the Bedford 37-yard line, and the holding is called. That'll march him back to the 27-yard line.
Call is holding on Bedford.
So it'll be first and a long way with only 37 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, this is going to change the strategy somewhat. Instead of trying to be a little more aggressive to get downfield, they may now try to just burn out the rest of the half here and go into the locker room with a 12-0 lead with the ball start the second half.
So the call in the high school game is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So the holding call is a spot foul that was, you know, deep in the backfield there. Right. And now the Bulldogs are marched back, way back in their own end. I mean, not inside their own 20, but still they have quite a distance to make a first down at the Jaguars 48.
About 25, 26 yards for first.
Black in the gun, takes the snap. We have a flag down. It's a screen pass up the middle. Russell takes the catch and gets out to the 37-yard line.
Now this might be offsides on Windham.
That flag is down near side. Looked like it happened near the snap of the ball. And the officials will sort it out. It's a false start. It is a false start on the Bulldogs.
Okay.
So they'll march backwards again.
I'm surprised they don't let the play go on. They don't blow the play on false start.
So they go backwards again, and they're at their own 22-yard line. And again, about 30 yards for a first down now.
It is first and 30.
They run the clock, and Bedford will be happy to hand it off and take a dive play up the middle and trot into the locker room with a 12-0 lead. They may not need to run a play here, depending on where the play clock is.
15 seconds to go.
They do approach the line. Black may not have to take it. It's inside 10. Too tight set. Under 5 now. They do take it off. Sphere off the right-hand side. He'll get ahead. He protects the football and will go down at the 33-yard line. So he gets an 11-yard carry, but that'll run out the first half. Time on a touchdown catch by Snow and a touchdown run by Logan Sphere.
Bedford Bulldogs 12.
We will take a timeout too. 15 minutes on the board for halftime. A couple extra minutes for playoff halftime as the coaches make some adjustments, and we'll join you on the other side for second half Division I football playoff action.
Halftime here in Windham, where the Bulldogs lead 12-0 on a pair of touchdowns. Corey?
Yeah, so both touchdowns coming in the second quarter there. The first was a 17-yard touchdown catch by Colby Snow, a dart from Danny Black. Absolutely amazing pass. Left-hand side slant and caught right at the goal line. Snow was able to tumble in for the 6th. The PAT was blocked, so it remained 6-0. And then later in the second quarter, set up by a Sam Sargento run down to the 1-yard line. Logan Sphere was able to finish off that drive on a 1-yard touchdown plunge, putting the Bulldogs up 12-0. The 2-point conversion was no good, and so we remained at 12-0. And the Bulldogs will look to extend on that as they will get the ball to start the second half.
Winner of this game travels to Stello Stadium to take on the number 2 seed or 3 seed Nashua North Titans. They have the bye, and that game's going to be next Friday night. And if things hold and Bedford goes, we will be at that game. So make sure you tune in on Friday evening for the next playoff game, assuming Bedford comes away with a victory here. The Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club would like to thank their generous sponsors, including Platinum sponsors BEI Network, Z1 Express, London Family Orthodontics, Gear Up Bedford, and Spectrum Marketing. Gold sponsor, Liberty Hill Construction. Silver sponsors, Wicked Good Butcher, TCB, Realty One Group. And in addition, the Bedford Friends of Football would like to thank the following sponsors: Coca-Cola Northeast, Cisco, CrossFit Athletics, Tidewater Catering Group, Treescapes, Fine Homes Group, 10 and 10 Attorneys, and Ellsmore Catering. Earlier today, Bedford girls volleyball coming away with a state title, and this was their most difficult game of the year. They had to come from behind in sets to defeat Hollis Brookline 3-2 to take that title. It was definitely the toughest game of the year, as they've only lost 2 sets in the entire year, never 2 sets in a single game. So Hollis Brookline really took the Bulldogs to the map. So Matt, so congratulations to the Cavaliers on a great season, and of course congratulations to the Bulldogs for a perfect 21-0 season.
Yeah, and tough one there as the Bulldogs came from behind, as you mentioned. Good for them to stick it out, have some composure, and come back from that 2-1 deficit.
You know, when you have a year where you're never behind, you know, and you're behind in the title game, you know, you got to call on something that you haven't had a call on all year, and they pulled it off.
Sure did, and they come away with a state title for their reward. A little Metallica in the stadium today. Enter Sandman, getting everybody psyched up for second half action.
We do have a good crowd here, both Bedford and Windham fans here. We got a small bench or a grandstand bench across the way from us that you're probably seeing on TV, but we're on top of a huge hill, a huge berm hill, a good, I don't know, 20 feet above the field, and fans are all along the side of both of us here watching the game here on the hilltop. It's a great view for us, and you could probably tell watching the camera angle that we're pretty high up on top of the press box here. So that's another 10 feet.
Back to first half action. Again, the Bulldogs, as we talked about at the start of the broadcast, we're trying to limit those mental mistakes. We did see a few of those creep in, so Coach Matthews probably wanted to brush those up for the second half. Of course, jumping off sides on the defensive side and then false starts on the offensive side of things.
Yes.
We saw a few other penalties, some of them avoidable, some of them not so much. But I have to give kudos to the Bedford defense, as they have played that triple option quite well. They've known their assignments and they've executed, limiting the Windham Jaguars to very much on their offensive side. Maybe the longest play from scrimmage was 10 or 12 yards.
Yeah, the on run, and the longest drive that Windham's had, maybe two first downs. So they've not even come close to the red zone on their when they have the ball. They've been mostly working in midfield. So like you said, a terrific defensive performance here, and you know, that's always been the calling card of the Bulldogs. They have been terrific on defense all year, and once again they're stepping up to the game.
And now the Jaguars offense will need to open up their playbook a little bit, as they're trailing 12-0 to start the second half. They're going to need to look for some other wrinkles in their playbook, in their offensive mindset, to try to catch this Bulldog defense off guard. However, they're going to have to wait, as Tagliaferro and Snow are back to receive the second half kickoff.
Yeah, I was going to say that Bedford's getting the ball. And you know, you always wonder about these teams that run the option, triple option, what have you. They're really grind them out offenses. What do they do when they're down 2 or 3 scores? They have to really abandon their bread and butter and do something that they're not normally known for doing. So that could be the case here with Windham, especially if Bedford's able to tack another score on.
Seamus Ross kicks off, left to right, a squibber down the middle. Tagliaferro takes it at his own 19, gets up out to the 35-yard line where the Bulldogs will take over.
Another drive start here for the Bulldogs,
Number 8 dog,
who've been keeping it on the ground. Logan Sphere has been their workhorse,
Top by 51, Liam Shamp.
carrying the ball. Ledger Russell also getting a little bit of work as well. So they've been about 80% on the ground, but they've been effective through the air as well.
Sphere, the senior, as the unofficial had him at 85 yards in the first half on 10 carries. But Ledger Russell will get the start in the second half here as he's to the left of Danny Black. 3 receivers to the left, including Sheridan, who is tight left. Black takes the snap, looks out to the left, flat, caught. It's Tagliaferro, and he's ahead for first down yardage, and will go down at the 48-yard line and a first down for the Bulldogs.
That was a good catch by Tagliaferro because Black's pass was just a little ahead of him. You do kind of want it in front, especially if you're going to be heading upfield, but it just made making that catch a little tricky at first. Good job there by Dom.
Got his hands out and away from him and from his body. Was able to pull that down. So you're absolutely right. Tagliaferro with a good display of sticky hands. 3 receivers to the right now for Black. 1 split near side. Into the boundary is Poltrinari. Black has Russell to his left. He takes the snap. He gives it to Russell up the left-hand side, and he'll be stopped for no gain. That's Joe Murphy in there early for the Jaguars.
Number 4, Ledger Russell.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs, just shy of midfield on their own 48-yard line. Tagliaferro will trot to the near side and will take the play off. Looks like Dylan Soden has gone into the huddle. And Black calls out the play. 2 receivers are slot right. Tight left. Snow is flanker left. Russell to the right of Black. Snow goes in motion left to right. They give it to Russell. Back into the boundary. Gets a good block near side. Stumbles ahead. He's across midfield, but we do have a flag in the backfield.
Flag on the play.
So Russell had about a 6-yard gain there. And the officials will speak about the yellow hanky that is on the Bedford 47. It is a holding call, and will force the Bulldogs back 10 yards from there. So they'll be on their own 37. It'll be 2nd down.
And this comes on 2nd down, which is going to make it a little harder to convert on 1st down. And these are the kind of penalties that really can stymie a drive. Bedford was really moving the ball well here, and now they're behind the sticks 10 yards, actually a little more than that.
Yeah, it looks to be about 2nd and 21. Yardage to to achieve 1st down is the Jaguar 42-yard line. So about 21 yards here. Black, slot right, tight left, split left. Has Russell out of the backfield, gives it to him on a little swing pattern. Russell gets ahead for about a 4-yard gain. He's out to the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd down.
That was a great shoestring tackle there by number 29, Cabby Patel. The junior is holding his arm as he goes off the field, so Patel looks like he hurt himself making that tackle.
3rd and 18, Bulldogs.
So the Bulldogs are on their own 41-yard line. Black trots to the huddle. 3rd and 18 as they got behind the sticks on that holding penalty. They'll come out. 3 receivers to the left-hand side, including tight end Kevin Sheridan. 1 split to the right into the boundary, far side of the field. Black takes the snap. Looks to the left-hand side. Wide receiver screen to Colby Snow. He's got some room. He's out to the 40, over into Jaguar territory. He's down at the 45-yard line and about 3 yards short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and 3.
And I'm quite certain they're going to go for it here. I think Coach Matthews has got a lot of confidence in his defense. They're in Windham territory. They only need 3 yards. I think they're going to keep it going here.
Fair enough. To play devil's advocate, why not a little quick kick, right? They may not be expecting it. Danny Black has done that to perfection this year, several different times, pinning the teams back inside the 20. And again, like you said, lean on your defense. It doesn't look like that'll be the case here as the offense is out. 3 receivers to the right, including Sheridan, who's tight right. Poltrinari is left. Black, and it is a quick kick.
And you were right.
Black's punt
rolling,
lands
and it
on
goes
the
into
12. It goes into the end zone, but it will be a touchback. And, you know, not a bad idea. It just didn't benefit from the roll there. It landed at the 12 and bounded into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, you wind up with about, what, a net 25, 23 yards of field position.
Still, I like the call as Coach Matthews wants to rely on his defense that has been dominant throughout this game.
Jaguars will take over on their own 20.
So after the quick kick by Black, the Jaguars take over on their own 20. They choose to put it on the left hash. Sweeney is in the pistol, on behind him. 3 receivers to the right, in motion, and out to the left-hand side. They give to On up the middle. He's out to the 28-yard line. Ahead for an 8-yard gain. It'll be second and 2.
33, Tiger on the carry. Stopped by number 2, Evan Shabani.
Well, actually mark him down at the 29, so it'll be second and 1.
Second down.
That was Jake Michichi in motion. Was available for the pitch, but Sweeney gave it off to On, and he plowed ahead for that 9-yard gain. Sweeney again in the pistol. Michichi in motion, On up the middle. He'll have first down yardage out to the 32, where they mark him down on forward progress.
Bedford defense more ready on that play, limiting him to a 3-yard gain. Gets the first down.
Stopped by a pack of Bulldogs.
They do move the sticks. First and 10 on their own 32.
Winds are starting to pick up a little bit now that the sun is lower.
Couple good gusts here. Media's taking precautions with their cameras. Sweeney in the pistol. We have a false start on the far side. The left wing
Flag on the play.
jumped a little bit early. Looked to be Brian Demare. And they'll march the Jaguars back 5 yards. It'll be first and 15.
Full start, Jaguars.
7:36 to go in the third quarter. 12-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead over at their own 26-yard line, first and 15. Sweeney in the pistol, On behind him. Motion man. They fake to On. Sweeney keeps it, gets ahead for 3, maybe 4 yards. They'll mark him at just out of the 30-yard line.
Number 15, Josh Sweeney on the keeper.
And Parker Bromley, the lead tackler on that
Stopped by 52, Parker
play.
Bromley. Second down.
Clock continues to tick. We'll go under 7 minutes on this play. 3 receivers to the left for Sweeney. On behind him in the pistol. Wing is right. 4 down defensive linemen for the Bulldogs, as they have played throughout this game. Motion man is Beeland. They give to On, and he's stopped. Quick knife through the defensive line was Cal McAuliffe, and he'll stop him for a 2 or 3 yard loss.
By 44, Cal
Be
McAuliffe.
third and 12.
Yeah, submarined him on that play. Just shot through the line like nobody blocked him
Third down, Jaguars.
and hit On just as he got the handoff.
Nice play there by the senior defensive end. McAuliffe, tall fella, 6'5", 230. Also plays a lot of tight ends, gearing up for basketball season, but not before the end of this playoff run.
Yeah, we've got a lot of seniors that don't want to see the season end.
Out to the left-hand side, Sweeney scrambles, looks downfield, hucks it up into double coverage, and that's picked off. Tagliaferro drags it down at the Bedford 41. I guess it's as good as a punt, but it was only third down.
Yeah, they were fighting for possession there with the receiver, number 25.
Sweeney pass intercepted by number 8, Dom Tagliaferro.
Yeah, that's Jake Michichi. Yep.
Michichi, he was the intended target. He tried to wrestle the ball away from
Bulldogs will take over on their
Tagliaferro, but he couldn't do it. Bedford possession, they get the ball on the 41-yard line.
I really like how Tagliaferro high-pointed that ball, too. He was right there in double coverage, leaped up, caught it at its highest point in that scrum. Got his hands up and out, pulled it down to secure the interception. So Black hands it off. Snow will go out to the left-hand side. We're going to get another holding call
Flag on the play.
as the umpire threw the flag in from the backside. And that'll march the Bulldogs back inside their own 30-yard line. Flag rests at the 38, so 10 yards from there will put the Bulldogs at their own 28. And the yellow hankies are starting to add up.
Yeah, they're really flying. Those referees are getting paid by the flag today. And you know, I'm watching with the binoculars, and I'm really not seeing anything flagrant. So it's got to be something pretty stealth, you know, a jersey under the, you know, down low or something that the referees are picking up on.
I don't know if the call was on Dylan Soden, but he did come back with his hands kind of up and out, palms to the air, and was wondering what the call was. So that kind of I didn't do it type mentality. I'm not sure exactly if it was on him or not, but two backs in the backfield. We have Black ready in the gun. Polchineri was lined up on the wrong side, so we'll go to left-hand side, and Coach Matthews has to burn a timeout. Not happy right now with his senior wide receiver Polchineri as he went out to the right side. It was an unbalanced line, and I was wondering if they were going to adjust. He tried to hustle across the formation, but it was too close to the play clock expiration.
These are the mental errors that you talked about at the beginning of the game. And again, the officials, they're calling things really tight here. We're getting a lot of flags, and these penalties are real drive killers because they put Bedford behind the sticks, and it's a lot harder to keep the drive going. I think they would be up by more if it wasn't for some of these calls, and they're getting more and more here in the second half. So I'm not sure what they have to do to clean it up, but they need to change something and try not to get these penalties going forward. We got a moment here wishing good luck to the participants of the cross-country meet of champions today, and they include Caitlin Dupree, Abigail DeRocher, Fiona Lee, Sophie Mooney, Mia Moranti, Kelsey O'Neill, Colette Sneow, and Jacob Redmond. They're all taking part in the cross-country meet of champions going on this afternoon.
Good luck to the Bedford runners. Hope they do well. Again, it's an unusually warm day, so hopefully that doesn't affect their performance today. Usually the runners like it a bit cooler than 75 degrees. 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Bedford holds a 12-0 lead as they visit the Jaguars in this preliminary playoff game. Winner faces Nashua North on Friday night in Stellos at 7 p.m. Black is in the gun. A running back to either side of him. He'll hand to Snow off the left-hand side, ahead for a 1-yard gain out to the 30-yard line.
And
It'll be second and 21.
Aiden Goss with the tackle there.
Goss was highlighted as one of the standouts on the defensive side of the ball for the Jaguars. Of course, Coach Matthews was talking about that in his pregame interview. Has been somewhat quiet. He's had a few tackles here and there, one there, of course, but a little bit quiet in the first half.
Now second and 21. We'll see if they go to the air here.
Slot right, tight left. Snow is flanker left. Russell to the right of Black in the backfield. Black takes the snap, looks downfield, has his man on the end. Tagliaferro catches it at the 41-yard line. And forward progress will have him just there. He was tackled back at the 37, but he did make that reception outside the 40, so it'll be about 3rd and 10. I like that. It was about a 10 or 11-yard in pattern for Tagliaferro, and Black put it on him.
Yeah, and these receivers are getting open. Tagliaferro is finding the seams in this zone defense. They're playing on the pass protection. I think they're going to try to do that again here.
So Black has slot right, tight left, takes a snap and rolls right. He'll deliver downfield. Sheridan has it complete. First down yardage and more. He's into Jaguar territory and down to the 42-yard line.
And that was a great throw there by Black, because Zachary Gillardi was right there, ready to get a hand on it, but he was just beyond his reach, and the catch is made, and first down Bedford.
Good hands there by Sheridan as he had Gillardi draped all over him. Seldomly used throughout the season, but he's shown some aptitude for catching the ball. And he's helpful here, moving the sticks for the Bulldogs in Jaguar territory at the 42. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
So they're
Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they have too many men on the line of scrimmage right now. We might see another flag, or it's an over. Oh, they were going heavy on the left-hand side. End around here is Tagliaferro. Weaves in and out of some tacklers. He gets to the 35-yard line, where he's tackled there. Again, dodging, cutting, weaving in and out. And Tagliaferro is able to get ahead for an 8-yard gain.
Stopped by 57, Joe Murphy.
Looked like they had too many men on the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, I think they got away with that one.
There was no tight end or a split end on the near side, and it looked like there were 2 on the far side. Perhaps it was, overshift to that right. I'd have to look at that on the replay, but possibly got away with one there.
Well, they were able to overcome that holding penalty and get a first down. They need to avoid any more going downfield here now that they're in Windham territory.
2 receivers to the right. Sheridan is tight right. Quickly out to the right flat is Tagliaferro. He's got it caught. He has first down yardage and inside the 20. A good 20-yard gain there for Tagliaferro. And number 8 has the Bulldogs moving on this drive.
And Colby Snow putting the block out there, really springing Tagliaferro down the sideline.
Got to appreciate that, too, that downfield blocking. Snow has been great. Touchdown catch in the second quarter. And again there, downfield blocking. Kid's a hustler. So 1st and 10 on the 17 for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers to the left-hand side, including Sheridan, who's tight end. Poltrinari, 1 split to the right into the boundary. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Sphere up the middle. He'll bowl his way ahead for maybe a 5-yard gain. The ball seems to be on the ground, but I thought he was already down.
Yeah, I think he was definitely on the ground.
It did pop out, and the Windham players were pointing the other direction, but I think he was already down.
And a flag came out as well in the defensive backfield.
Back judge threw that from the end zone. Wow, and the officials are pointing in the Jaguars' favor. They'll take a timeout here and sort through what happened. We don't have the benefit of replay here up on top of the press box. I believe you have it at home, so unfortunately we can't see it, but maybe you guys can tell us whether or not that was a fumble. But Sphere bowled over a few tacklers, was down about the 10-yard line. The ball did pop loose, and the Jaguars seem to be the recipients, although the flag seems to be indicated on the Jaguars as the Bulldogs are pointing in the direction of the Jaguars. So we'll see how they sort this out. And it looks like Bedford will keep the ball and have it deep in Jaguar territory.
Officials still talking over this penalty, not sure what it was. The flag came in late. Could be a personal foul, maybe.
We have a defensive holding call. So hold on Windham, which is a bit of an unusual call, especially at the timing of which that flag came in,
Yeah, it
right?
came in so late. And what do they do here? I mean, the ball spotted at the 11. They're going to have to move Bedford back to the original line of scrimmage if they're going to apply this defensive holding. But now they're walking it off from the 11, which is where Sphere was tackled. And they're down at the 5-yard line.
Look like it'll be 1st and goal from the 5 for Bedford. Beneficiaries of a holding call, defensive holding call, an unusual one.
I mean, if they're spotting it from the 11, it would be like a post-whistle play.
Seemed like it was right at that point where Sphere was tackled.
Because otherwise they'd have to mark it off from the original line of scrimmage.
Unusual again. We didn't see the replay. The ball did pop out late. Windham thought they had it, and the officials signaled in their direction. But this penalty wipes out any turnover.
Coach Byrne having a word with the officials on the field, wanting an explanation on that call.
1st and goal for Bedford. They look to add to this 12-0 lead with 2:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. They go with their 2 tight end set. Snow is wing left. Soden is over the line of scrimmage to the left-hand side. Black has Ledger Russell behind him in the pistol. Takes a high snap, gets it off to Russell off the left-hand side. They move ahead for about a 3-yard gain. We'll call it 2.5. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2.5-yard line.
We're under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and Bedford very close to making it a 3-score game here.
2nd down.
Making things very hard on the Jaguars to come back. Taking their time, letting the clock burn.
They sure are. As would be the wise choice in this specific situation. Same formation, 2 tights. Snow, wing left, Soden stacked over the left guard. Now it's Sphere in the backfield behind Black. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Sphere, up the middle, and he's tackled quickly by number 50, Joe Lisa, who snuck into the backfield.
We got a Windham player down injured in the backfield.
And that goes for no gain, and I hope the Windham player is okay. He seems to be in pain at the 9-yard line.
Trying to get a number on that jersey.
Pulled his helmet off and seems to be favoring his right side. So officials timeout, 1:12 in the third quarter. 12-0, the Bulldogs lead. It's 3rd and goal from the 3.
Yeah, let's take a moment to wish good luck to the Bedford Spirit team. They're going to be at States tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. at Pinkerton Academy. We wish them well in their competition. If things hold as they are here, if Bedford comes away with a victory, we will be broadcasting next week's playoff game against Nashua North at Stello Stadium. It'll be a Friday night kickoff, 7 p.m. It's tentative time. Of course, you'll remember that Bedford started the season against Nashua North, a tough 19-7 loss.
Tough couple of official calls in that one. We've talked about that throughout the season, specifically a crucial play right at the end of the first half that was ruled in favor of Nashua North.
What looked like an intentional grounding was called a fumble and ran back for a touchdown.
Bedford Bulldogs had started their season on the defensive side doing quite well. Nashua North kicker, I believe, had 3 or 4 field goals in that game.
That was Henry Antoro, the Windham player that was down. He's up, he's walking, he's looking like he's okay heading to the sideline.
Hope that Henry is okay as he walks off. Windham defense resumes their position inside their own 5. And the Bulldogs will trot out. The play was called at the sideline, so they'll go right to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 3.
Tight right, split left, wing left. The clock begins to go. 2 backs in the backfield for Black. He fakes it, and then the ball's on the ground. Fakes it to Sphere, tried to get it to Snow, and was too late getting there. And they cover their own fumble, but it is a loss of 4 or 5. We'll call it 4 as it's spotted on the 7-yard line.
No stop behind the line.
Clock continues to tick. Here, you know, this is definitely in field goal range. It's on the left hash.
4th down.
And they do change personnel, so this looks like it'll be a field goal attempt.
Yep, and it looks like number 2, Evan Shabati's going out to hold for number 6.
Sabati will mark it at the 14-yard line, so this will be a 24-yard field goal attempt for Colby Snow. Wind blustery a little bit here. See if that has any effect. Snap is back, kick is up, and it looks good. And it is good. 15-0 on Snow's 24-yard field goal. They converted and they go up at the end of the third quarter.
With no time remaining, we're into the fourth quarter. 12 minutes away from moving on to the quarterfinals. It's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org to find our stream link, or you can listen on your phone in your car with phone apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, Radio Garden, and if you have it, the Town of Bedford app. Or you can just tell your Alexa player to play Bedford 105.1.
I'm curious, you run the radio station. Do you listen to anything else besides 105.1?
Oh, yeah. They do.
Okay, like a podcast here and there? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
The trick is to kind of not over-listen to it because you tend to get hyper-focused on every little thing. So you want to listen to it like your typical listener does.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, a podcast for you. Dana Carvey and David Spade have a great podcast about their time on Saturday Night Live. I recommend it. Definitely a few belly laughs in there as they've been talking to some,
in that show.
Some celebrities. It's great.
There is a rumor that season number 50 will be the final one for the show itself.
Oh.
That they will not keep it going, that Lorne Michael will retire and take the show with him.
Snow's kickoff is a bit short. It's caught at the 27-yard line. That's Cam Williams. He gets across the field and loses yardage. He'll be tackled at the 24-yard line.
Cam Williams on the return.
It looked like it was going to sail over his head there at the 27, but he was able to catch it.
I think
tried to get all the way to the other sideline and loses yardage on the return.
The wind is blowing directly across the field from where we are to the far sideline. So I wonder if the wind is starting to move the ball a little bit. Now the field is below the berm, so it could create some weird currents as well. Sure
could. That could have gotten caught up there in the wind. Sweeney back to the line of scrimmage with offense. He's in the pistol. He'll go option to the right-hand side. He gives it to On. On up the middle. Off right tackle. He's ahead for 4, maybe 5 yards. Out to the 28-yard line. So it'll be second and 5. Second and 6, second and 5. 5-yard run.
Good for 5.
Sweeney back in that pistol formation. One wide receiver to each side. Split to each side. He looks right for the quick pass. Doesn't like it. Rolls back to his left. Throws it downfield too high. Incomplete. Sabati was coming up quickly to Jake Machichi, who was the intended receiver, but that ball goes just out of his reach. It'll be 3rd and 5. I say just out of his reach. It was probably about 4 or 5 feet over his head. And honestly, if Sabati had taken a little bit of different angle, he might have gotten a pick there, but better be safe than sorry and take the angle to the player.
But now 3rd and 5, clock to stop with 11:14 left in regulation.
Sweeney in the pistol again. 3 receivers to his left in motion. They run the option. The ball's on the ground. Sheridan has it. He picks it up. The Bulldogs have it deep inside Jaguar territory. Sheridan scooped, tried to score, gets tackled on the 12-yard line. Great heads up there by Kevin Sheridan.
Fumble recovered by number 8.
And as his father wished on the parking lot walk in, he said, call out Sweeney several times today, and we have. 1st and 10 Bulldogs on the 12 heading in. 11:08 left in the game, 15-0. Bedford leads and looking to add some more points to this sizable lead.
And Bedford defense once again stepping up, forcing the turnover. As Sweeney tried to run with the ball, kind of carrying it like a loaf of bread, he had it knocked out of his hand.
I didn't get the number on the forced fumble, but again, defense, setting up the offense. Here, Sphere goes off the right-hand side, gets down to the 10-yard line.
They're going to give him forward progress to the 9.
Stopped by 75, Dylan Kim.
We'll call it 2nd and 8.
Second down.
Bulldogs can get a first down at the 2. And again, the clock continues to tick. Sphere trots to the near sideline. He'll get a rest. Ledger Russell will be to the...
I think Sphere had a Charlie horse or a cramp in his calf. He was running off kind of weird.
Oh, get out, yeah, near the trainer. Black has a 2 tight end set, takes the snap. Hands it off to Russell, up the middle. He's still going and plows his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Ledger Russell. What a run. Smashed it up the middle for a 10-yard touchdown. And he had some blockers out ahead of him, and he was not stopping.
Ledger Russell filling in for Sphere. No problem, no letdown.
Great run there for the junior running back. And now Snow trots on for the extra point try. It is 21-0 right now as they look for the PAT. Sabati will hold. Snow's kick is up. It looks good. It is no good.
No good. No.
He pushed it to the right.
Really hard to tell from our angle because it did look pretty close.
And with that, our score.
PAT is no good, but the Bulldogs go up 21-0 on Ledger Russell's 10-yard touchdown run up the gut. Coach Matthews has to be very pleased with his offensive linemen there as they kept their legs going. Russell kept his legs going. And with 10:20 remaining, the Bulldogs are up 3 scores.
Well, now Windham is really in a bind. They've got to get away from that ground game. They're going to need to air the ball out if they have any hope of getting 3 scores in the final 10-20.
They might need turnovers. They might need special teams plays. Their offense has been limited. And, of course, they've gifted the Bulldogs the ball deep in their own territory on that drive, for example, but also in the first half on those 2 touchdowns with starting field position of the 34 and 41-yard line. The Bulldogs have definitely benefited in the field position battle. Snow will kick it off. Goes down the left-hand side, and that'll probably tumble out of bounds, and it does at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, the wind really grabbed that ball.
It sure did. Illegal procedure. The flag is dropped at the 10, and that ball will come out.
Snow kick is out of bounds.
The Jaguars will take over on their own 35-yard line, and they have some work to do.
Jaguars to take over on their own 35.
Still have 3 timeouts, I believe. There's no timeout indicator on the scoreboard, so we're going to have to just do it by memory, but I think they have their 3.
Sun is slowly setting behind us. Shadows are casting across the field, and Sweeney is ready. Takes the snap, fakes to on, looks to pass, rolls out to his left.
Hold, not called.
Good roll. Throws it deep, looking for his intended receiver, David Croteau, but it is incomplete.
Pass intended for number 81.
It'll be 2nd and 10 on their own 35. Sweeney really has that military roll. They call that a scramble out of the backfield. He sets his feet and then rolls back out to his left-hand side. It makes it tough for him because he's a right-handed quarterback to get his hips around and be accurate with the throw, but he's been able to evade pressure several times. Sweeney now back in the pistol, on behind him. In motion is Beeland. Gives it to On. On gets ahead for about a 6-yard gain out to the 41. It'll be 3rd and 4.
I don't think the Bulldogs have a problem giving up 4 or 5 yards on the ground.
Definitely not, especially when they tackle the Jaguars inbounds and the clock continues to tick, now under 10 minutes.
Spending about 30 seconds on each play. We're under 10 minutes now.
Sweeney back in the pistol. On behind him. In motion again, that's Beeland. Option to the right-hand side. Sweeney has his best success of the day on that triple option as he goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line, close to midfield.
Picks up the first down, stops the clock with 9:38 to play.
Of course, the hurry up, as you might expect. They get back to the line of scrimmage. The clock is stopped, so not tremendously urgent right now. Sweeney calls out the play to his teammates. He's in the pistol with On behind him. In motion again, Beeland. He's going to pass. He looks downfield, lobs it up on the sideline, and it's out of bounds harmlessly as none of his receivers were open. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And I think the wind carried the ball out of bounds. I mean, it was a good 5 yards out of bounds. I'm sure he wasn't throwing it out of bounds.
There were no, clear receivers in that area, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was throwing that away. He didn't have much as he was rolling out to his right. Seemed to be a run-pass option, or RPO, as you're familiar with. And now he'll run the option to the left. On takes it on the handoff. We'll get about a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5. Good tackle there by Rizzo, yeah. Sorry about that, Harry.
No problem.
3rd down.
So 3rd and 5. Sweeney in the pistol. On behind him. In motion, Michichi looking to throw out to the right-hand side. It's incomplete as Beeland was very well covered out there on the right-hand side by Alex Grodinskis.
But that throw was well over both receiver and defender.
Beeland.
Sure was.
Incomplete.
4th and 5. Jaguars offense will stay on the field. 9:02, the clock is stopped on the incompletion, but the Jaguars need points here as it's do or die. Sweeney in the pistol. In motion, Beeland. Sweeney looks downfield, looks over the middle, has time, now gets pressured by Sheridan, rolls out to his left. Henrishon can't catch him. Rizzo comes up, kind of tries to wrap him up, can't get it, and down.
Flag on the play.
Short of the first down is Sweeney, but I think we might have a personal foul there, either a helmet to helmet or maybe a face mask.
Yeah, Sweeney looks really dazed, and he's being carried off or assisted by his teammates. They may call a hit to the head here.
Yeah, that was quite a pop there at the end of that play. Sweeney extended the play with his feet, and he looks quite woozy as he walks to the far sideline. Hope he's okay. It is marked at the 42.5-yard line. Hit to the head on the Bedford Bulldog defense, so that will march the Jaguars ahead for a first down. Billy DiPietro will come in at quarterback
Bedford Bulldogs
in place of Sweeney.
So the drive stays alive, but they lose their starting quarterback in Sweeney. They'll be at the Bedford 32-yard line with 8:50 to go.
I didn't quite see the penalty, but I did hear it. That was a solid hit right there at the end of the play. And again, I hope Sweeney's okay. DiPietro will be in the pistol now. 8:48 to go. Clock runs. DiPietro takes a snap, looks to the right, rolls to the right, looks downfield. Nobody available. Forced out of bounds by Jack Rizzo. And wow, DiPietro almost takes a tumble over the fence as his momentum carried him well beyond the playing surface.
Yeah, a little shove from, I believe, 78.
Yeah, I think that was Rizzo over there forcing him out. Number 32, Jack Rizzo. And nothing untoward on the play.
Nothing malicious.
Yeah.
Just, you know, when you're moving that fast and you get a little extra momentum added to you.
2nd and 6. And DiPietro back in the pistol. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. On behind him, DiPietro looks to pass down the right-hand side. He flutters one up. Croteau, the intended receiver, it's incomplete. Polchinari there on the coverage. Even if he did catch it, was likely out of bounds.
Number 81, David Croteau, incomplete.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Jaguars. The ball is on the Bedford 23-yard line, just inside the 23. And again, the Jaguars looking to put some kind of points on the board here late in this game. 8:31 to go in the game. DiPietro in the pistol. In motion, Beeland. DiPietro runs the option to the right. He's gobbled up right near the line of scrimmage and forced well behind the line of scrimmage, but his forward progress will take him to the 22. It'll be 4th and about 5.
Yeah, the Windham bench was calling for a personal foul for driving him back and giving him an extra shove. The officials don't oblige.
They do not, as I wouldn't think they would. I would disagree with that call wholeheartedly. If they had thrown a flag, it might have been a little silly. So, again, those players are pushing back as strong as they can. There's not much they can do as momentum is still carried backwards. DiPietro in the pistol, 4th and 5. 7:40 and running. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to the right-hand side, looks again. Flag is down, might be a hold, but I would imagine after the sack that the Bulldogs will decline it. They'll have to sort out the yellow hanky, but the Bulldogs did take DiPietro down for a sack, and it is a hold, and it will be declined. Turnover on downs, the Bedford Bulldogs take over.
And they're going to take over at the 25-yard line. You know, this was probably the deepest penetration for the Jaguars offense to about the 22-yard line before losing some yardage.
First and 10 Bulldogs. 7:38 to go in the game. They hold a 21-0 lead, and I can imagine we'll see a heavy dose of Logan Sphere and Ledger Russell to keep that clock running.
Not much time left here for the Jaguars. All they can do is try to get a 3 and out. Haven't been successful so far.
2 tight ends set. Wing to each side, Sphere behind Black in the pistol. He'll hand it off to Sphere off the right-hand side. Up for the tackle, nicely done by Aiden Goss as he comes in for that tackle. No gain, but the clock starts and will run.
Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious even before the snap who's getting the ball, and they can focus all their energy on stopping Sphere. Right now, the clock is probably more important than first down.
You're asking for your wide bodies up front to make some holes, move the ball on the ground, keep that clock running, and drain that clock on a time-consuming drive. Clicks under 7 minutes now. Again, 2 tights. Soden is over the left side of the line. Wing left is Snow. They give it to Sphere off the right-hand side. He's got some room. He's out across the 30 to the 32. Maybe the 33. Well, they'll give him forward progress of about 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2. Croteau on the tackle, number 81. Came up from his safety position. 3rd and a long 2, we'll call it. They need to gain the 35-yard line. And tick, tick, tick. It's approaching 6 minutes now. It looks like the Bulldogs will take one of their timeouts very close to the end of the play clock as the offensive huddle starts to stroll to the near sideline, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah, we've got time to thank our Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club one more time. Their platinum sponsors, BEI Network, Z1 Express, London Family Orthodontics, Gear Up Bedford, Spectrum Marketing, gold sponsor Liberty Hill Construction, and silver sponsors Wicked Good Butcher, TCB, and Realty One Group. In addition, Bedford Friends of Football would like to thank their sponsors, Coca-Cola Northeast, Cisco, CrossFit Athletics, Tidewater Catering, Treescapes, Fine Homes Group, 10 and 10 Attorneys, and Elsmore Catering. And if you're interested in helping out and joining the BBABC, just go to bbabc.net for more information.
6:02 remain in this game here. The Bulldogs ahead 21-0 as they're visiting Windham. They have a 3rd and 2 on their own 33-yard line. If they get the first down here, likely be able to burn another 3 or 4 minutes off this clock.
Yeah, I think that's why Coach Matthews decided to use this timeout to kind of make sure they had a good play called here to get this first down.
Score update in other Division I football playoff action. Bishop Girton leads 42-14 over Dover with 11:15 left in that game. And Black in the 2 tight end set takes the snap. Off to Sphere, he has first down yardage out to the 44-yard line and moves those sticks with about a 10-yard run.
Yeah, Windham knows that Bedford's running the ball. They just don't know which gap that the runner's going to take.
Sphere went off the right side in between guard and tackle and poked it ahead for much more than first down yardage. Spotted at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 tight ends set again. Ledger Russell behind Black in the backfield. Who do you think gets the ball, Harry?
I'm going to say Ledger Russell.
Okay. I bet Windham thinks that same exact thing, and he does. Off the left guard, ahead for about a 5-yard gain as he gets out to the 47, almost 48-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say that even though they knew, he still got 5 yards.
They want to stack the box, but there's only so much you can do. Stacking the box, of course, bringing the safeties down and getting close to the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball. They put 8 or 9 men all close to that line of scrimmage and do what they can to stop them. Russell will be behind Black again. Same 2 tight set. This time Soden and Snow are to the right side of the line. Snap back, Russell takes the handoff. Off to the left-hand side, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. 3rd and 5.
Brian DeMary with the tackle.
Like Joe Lisa in on that tackle as well, number 50.
Russell on the carry.
3rd and 5. And taking their jolly time, as they should, the Bulldogs will bark out the call. Approach the line of scrimmage with just over 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 5, pistol. Black takes the snap, looks downfield. He's going to chuck it down the right-hand side. Snow is there. Ooh.
That was contact.
Wow, definitely contact. No call, as there was contact with Snow early. And to me, that was one of the most clear defensive pass interferences I've seen in quite some time. But
absolutely.
No yellow hanky there. So, it's 4th and 5. The clock stops at 3:54. And as the ball is close to midfield, it looks like Coach Matthews is considering going here. To me, this might be another opportunity for a quick kick.
Another quick kick. You know, maybe they could try to take advantage of some of this gusty wind crossing the field and send it more to the right side and have the wind take it toward the left. Hopefully have it die out inside the 10-yard line.
Too tight set. 2 receivers to the right side are Soden and Snow. Black will do the quick kick. It goes down to the 25, bounces there, rolls even deeper into Jaguar territory, and it's down outside of the 17-yard line. So the quick kick flips the field position on the Jaguars. They'll come out of their own end, 1st and 10 on the 18.
Black punts. Give the Jaguars.
The Bulldogs have seen some success with that quick kick here, as a bit deceptive. They're able to take advantage of no receivers back, let that ball bounce around there and limit the possibility of any return.
It looks like DiPietro still out there at quarterback,
He
so I
sure
think we've
is.
seen the last of Sweeney for the day.
Sweeney remains on the sideline. DiPietro in the pistol. He'll throw it. Looks down the middle. He'll tuck it and run to the right-hand side. He's out for a gain of maybe 5 or 6. Well, actually, we'll call it 7 as he gets to the 26-yard line. 2nd and 2. We'll call it a long 2.
Yeah, he got 8 yards there. Took it out to the 26. He's got to get to the 28.
Good scramble by DiPietro. And stops the clock as he scampers out of bounds. Same formation. Pistol for DiPietro, on behind him. One split to each side. DiPietro gets pressured out to his left. Chased by 4 Bedford defenders, and he'll throw it away off the face mask of a Bedford Bulldog player on the near sideline, and eventually picked off, of course out of bounds, it didn't count, by Nolan Arnold.
Pass intended for 80, Brandon Beeland.
So incomplete pass, 3rd and 2.
Have you noticed how fast the Bedford rushers are getting into the backfield?
Pursuit of the ball, you like to see that. Keeping their motor high, their engines revving, and chasing that ball all over the field.
DiPietro's in escape mode, like within a second of getting the ball.
3.5 to go. 21-0 is your lead for the Bulldogs. DiPietro runs the option to the right. He'll keep it. Gets ahead close to 1st down yardage. Looks like the far side judge will give him enough forward progress to move the chains.
They do.
And they do. It'll be out at the 34-yard line. They stop the clocks momentarily.
Number 24, Billy DiPietro on the keeper.
While they move the chains.
For Windham Jaguars.
And now they wind. DiPietro again. Same set. Pistol formation. Beeland in motion. The handoff to On. DiPietro scrambles. Now to his left-hand side. He outruns a couple of Bedford Bulldog defenders, but he does get out of bounds at the 36. We'll call it the 37-yard line.
Correct. Jack Rizzo is trying to pull him down in the field of play, try to keep the clock running, but DiPietro does make the sideline. Picks up 8 yards, 2nd down and 2.
Smart play by Jack Rizzo there as he was trying to keep that clock running, maybe cause a timeout to get burned, but to no avail. DiPietro in the pistol. 3 receivers to his right. Looks near side. Ball's tipped and picked off. Tagliaferro with the interception. And the Bulldogs once again have the ball in Jaguar territory, this time on a turnover. Tagliaferro took advantage. I didn't see who got it at the line of scrimmage, but that was a tip drill. Tagliaferro comes over with another turnover.
Yeah, the pass is intended for Brian Demaray.
Bedford will take over on the Jaguars.
Ball tipped at the line. Tagliaferro with the interception. Another big defensive play here by the Bulldogs, and that's going to pretty much put a sock in it.
3rd interception by the Bulldogs. Tagliaferro with his 2nd on the day, and of course Colby Snow one early on. And the Bulldogs on the positive side of the turnover margin here. They're plus minus very good for them today. Black takes the snap. Fakes the handoff up the middle. Snow out to the left-hand side. Looks to outrun all of the defenders and wisely chooses to go down inbounds after a 1st down at the 25-yard line in Jaguar territory.
Number 6, Colby Snow.
We'll have a timeout. Believe that'll be by the Jaguars. Yes, it is. 2:47 to go in the game. 21-0. The Bulldogs lead the Jaguars here in Windham.
While we still have time, quick congratulations to the Bedford girls soccer team winning the state championship yesterday. 1-0 over Exeter, giving the Blue Hawks their first loss, and our volleyball team having to come from behind, having their toughest game of the year. The wind's really picking up now. Got to keep all our things tamped down here, keep them from blowing away. Anyway, the volleyball team had to come from behind against Hollis Brookline 3-2. They take it 3-2 in sets for the title. They finish perfect, 21-0, and another state title for Bedford. 2 this year, and maybe a 3rd, who knows.
And again, worth noting, those 2 sets were 2 of only 3 that they lost the entire season. So a dominant performance capped off by a state championship. Congratulations to those volleyball girls.
And there's still the Spear team tomorrow. They're going to be competing at the States at Pinkerton Academy at 2:30. And the cross-country meet of champions going on right now.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. They're on the Windham 25-yard line. Handoff here. Jet sweep to Sargento. Gets to the right-hand side. He'll go for no gain. 2nd and 10, and Windham takes their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, Goss with the tackle there.
Sargento on the carry. Stopped by 54.
We've seen Goss ranging all over the field now from his linebacker position and having an impact. Somewhat quiet earlier in the game, but he has started to rack up the tackles. Maybe a half-yard loss on that, so still say 2nd and 10. We'll make the Windham Jaguars burn through their timeouts as they'll keep the ball on the ground. 2:39 remain.
2:39 before the Dello Stadium next week. It'll be a Friday night game against Nashua North, and Bedford 105.1 and BCTV will be there to bring you that contest. Exciting playoff action.
Not going to necessarily count chickens, but it would be somewhat of a minor miracle if the Jaguars able to come back here. Quick scoring summary. Snow with that 17-yard touchdown catch in the 2nd quarter to put the Bulldogs up 12-0. Sphere followed that up with a 1-yard touchdown run. The PAT on the first touchdown was blocked. The 2-point conversion was no good, so that was 12-0 at halftime. Snow tacked on a 24-yard field goal in the 3rd quarter, made it 15-0. Handoff here to Russell, goes out to the right-hand side, bowls over a couple defenders. He's forced out of bounds at the 14, so the clock will stop, but it is a 1st down.
And that's going to pretty much do it for the Jaguars, who are out of timeouts.
Run out of bounds.
They are
Brian Damaris.
Gonna roll. No, that clock will stop as he was out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Bedford's
Finish
working.
off that scoring summary. Ledger Russell put the Bulldogs up 21-0 on that 10-yard touchdown run earlier here in the fourth quarter. And that's where we remain with 2:32 to go in the game.
I was going to say that the Bulldogs are working on their 5th shutout of the season here, and we have an injured player for Windham being helped off the field to try to get a number here.
Stumbling to the sideline there. We hope that player's okay too. Playoff football, these guys are putting everything they have into the last moments of this game and potentially of the Jaguars and potentially the career of some of these senior players. First and 10, Bulldogs on the Jaguar 14-yard line. 2 tight ends set. Soden wing left. Sargento is wing right. Ledger Russell behind Black. Sargento goes in motion right to left. Russell takes the handoff off the left-hand side. A lot of room, but then gang tackled at the 8-yard line.
But he got about 7 yards.
And that will be Windham's last timeout there. I knew they had taken 2. I believe that's their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll stop the clock with 2:20 in the game.
Second down.
So Russell on a 6-yard run there. It'll be 2nd and 4. Ball marked on the 8-yard line. And again, I'm not sure how Coach Matthews will handle this. There are no extra points for scoring another touchdown here. They could likely take a knee a couple of times here.
They'll probably try to get the first down. It's only another 4 yards away. 2:20 left on the clock here. They can't kneel it out without giving up possession, so probably strive for the first down marker, then kneel it out.
But you're also not going to tell your running back to jump on the ground on the 1-yard line, so
maybe.
I can't imagine that he'd be too upset with another score.
Oh yeah, I mean, another score will pretty much ice the game anymore, freeze it any more than it is already.
We talked about limiting mental mistakes here, and with a couple of penalties in the second half, more so in the first half, the Bulldogs were able to overcome those setbacks. Their defense, again, pitching a shutout here. 21-0 is your score. Black takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Sargento. Jet sweep to the right-hand side, looks to get ahead, and he has a touchdown. Pokes it in, and the Bulldogs go up 27-0 with the extra point attempt to come. And that, as you said, Harry, will ice the game.
Touchdown number 18.
If it wasn't already.
Sargento.
Put in a deep freeze, liquid nitrogen.
An 8-yard touchdown run by Sargento. It's great to see Sargento get the carry and the touchdown. The freshman has had an impact on several games this year and promises a nice future for the Bulldogs. Snow's kick is up. It looks good.
It is good.
And it is good.
Snow's extra point attempt is good.
And the Bulldogs go out to a 28-0 lead with just over 2 minutes to go in the game.
28, Windham Jaguars 0.
And that 8-yard touchdown run by Sargento pretty much puts the game out of reach here, Harry.
Yeah, I can't see how you can score 4 touchdowns with 2:12 left and no timeouts. It's pretty much done.
So the Bulldogs will march into Stellos on Friday evening. Again, 7 p.m. game time. BCTV and WBNH 105.1 will carry that game. Quarterfinal round, as the 8 remaining teams will have games next Friday and Saturday. Nashua North, of course, the opponent. This will be a rematch of the Bulldogs' first game this year. Felt like they got a couple of raw end calls in that game. It'll be an entertaining game to watch as the Bulldogs look to even that matchup this season.
6 Colby Snow to kick.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure Bedford would love to have another crack at Nashua North. Of course, both teams have grown a lot during the season, so it'll be interesting to see what they'll look like when they get back together.
Squib kick picked up by the Jaguars on their 25 out to the 30-yard line is Jake Joyce.
Number 22, Jake Joyce on the return. And the
Jaguars will start at their own 30-yard line.
Let's see if Coach Matthews puts a lot of the bench players in for the final 2 minutes here.
Looks like
Give them
we
a
have
little
a
playoff
few.
time.
Looks like there are a few bench players that are trotting out there. Bulldogs are trying to figure out who's in and who's out.
And now Sheridan comes out.
That's Kevin Sheridan. Ryan Sheridan remains in on that defensive line. DiPietro in the pistol again. In motion, Beeland. They'll run the option to the right side. On, off the right side. And he'll get ahead for a 5-yard gain.
43, Tiger on.
Marked down at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 5. DiPietro will trot back.
Stop by 80.
Out to the line of scrimmage. Coach Byrne is realizing this game is out of reach. Likely will keep this on the ground, but maybe not. DiPietro takes the snap, runs the option to the left, on, off, tackle left. He has the first down as he's tackled at the 42-yard line.
Number 43.
1:33 to go.
Stop by 55.
You see a few of those substitutions made. John Nazar comes in. Tagliaferro will trot to the near side. The junior had a great game today. 2 interceptions on the day for Tagliaferro. DiPietro in the pistol again for the Jaguars. He takes the snap. Option to the right side. On. Takes it out to the 46-yard line.
Number
4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6, and we go inside a minute here.
Stop by 23.
As at this point,
2nd down.
it's a matter of administration.
And let's see when they snap the ball here.
DiPietro will look to pass down the right-hand side. He has his man, but overthrows him as Croteau was not quite in the vicinity of that ball.
Intended for number 80.
About 5 yards overthrown. 36 seconds remain. It'll be 3rd and 6. Harry, what are you looking for next week?
Well,
I got him off guard, didn't I?
yeah, you did. I wasn't
Oh,
thinking. I
boy.
was thinking about packing up and getting out of here.
Yeah, I caught you. All right, 36 seconds to go here. DiPietro takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll look down the right side again, and that's incomplete again. 31 seconds to go. Again, the rematch next Friday between the Bulldogs and Nashua North.
For 25, Jake Machichi, incomplete.
It'll be 4th and 6 here for the Jaguars. That rematch, again, we know the Nashua North team has a great kicker. We know they have a solid offense, although the defense here, the Bulldogs defense, matched up quite well with them in that game 1 of this season. It was a battle, and it did lean on an unfortunate call, so I expect that to be quite a showdown next Friday night in Stellos. DiPietro rolls to his left. Looks downfield, incomplete again.
That's it.
And that was 4th and 6. We'll have a turnover on downs. The Bulldogs will have the ball on the Windham 45-yard line.
Downs.
1 kneel down. That should do it.
1 kneel down. There'll be some celebrations on the near sideline for the white jerseys. Some clapping. Some fans are headed to the parking lot. Harry, you mentioned you saw a few folks from Nashua North in the audience today.
Sure,
out here scouting out which team might be winning.
They're wearing their team wear, so they weren't exactly hiding the fact they were here scouting this game. And they saw a solid defensive performance by Bedford and some good offense as well. So I hope the Titans are ready for a contest next week.
Victory formation for the Bulldogs. Danny Black takes the snap, kneels it down, and that'll end the game. The Bulldogs come out with a 28-0 victory here in Windham over the Jaguars. And as we said, they'll face Nashua North next Friday. Quick scoring summary again. Colby Snow on a 17-yard touchdown catch. Open scoring in the second quarter. 6-0. PAT was blocked. Logan Sphere not too far after that. Plunged in from 1 yard out, set up by the Sam Sargento run down to the 1 yard line. Sphere gets the touchdown. 12-0 was the score at halftime. Colby Snow kicked a 24-yard field goal to go up 15-0. That was followed by Ledger Russell's 10-yard touchdown run, hammering up the middle, pushed it out to 21-0. PAT was no good. After an interception by Dom Tagliaferro, Sargento was able to punch it in late for an 8-yard touchdown run. PAT was good for your final score of 28-0.
Corey Musk-Tiger, thank you for your call. Thank you to Bill Jennings on the camera, Andrew Fenn on production, and Dale Bird on replays. Final score, Bedford 28 and Windham nothing. We'll see you next week at Stellos. So long, everybody.